Let me be your nerd. Let me be your nerd now. I say it, baby, 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 baby. What the hell was that?
Welcome.
That's funny.
Welcome to the Grizzled Geek Live podcast. I am Mike.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Doug. You gonna put your headphones on, Mike?
And I need to put my headphones on.
He might.
Every time.
Yeah.
All right. Boom. We're live, guys. How you been?
Yeah. Good. How have you been?
I've been pretty good. I've been well, what have I been doing? Been putting together Fallout miniatures for Fallout Wasteland Warfare.
Oh.
Yeah, I decided I needed another miniature kids game. So,
Right. As you do.
yeah, I mean, Home Alone is what I need to do. Charlie Tango, how you going? How you doing?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Opening worked. We got it. All right, guys. How are we holding up now? We're free people now, right? The the quarantine has been lifted in our state. Today was the first day people can go out. Did you guys go out anywhere?
I guess technically, yeah. I went to Home Depot.
Went to Home Depot?
Yeah, I needed some new work gloves because I've been doing yard work, and it's not fun to do yard work without gloves, especially once, like, I trimmed trees last weekend, and I ran out of space in my garbage can, so they have all died and become brittle and, stick you in the hand. It's like, I need gloves.
Yeah.
So I went there, and I went to Carolinas for lunch.
Nice. There you go. See?
Yeah.
Went out for lunch.
They've been doing carry out the whole time. You can order online and go pick it up and stuff.
I did my yard. I did my entire yard last week and trimmed all the bushes and cut down that tree that's growing out of my pool pump and everything else. And I didn't need gloves to do it. All I had to do was, I'd use gloves. I did use gloves to hand money out the door to the guy who did my yard for me. Yes. So, I mean, how do you guys feel about are you guys
not treating it any different? I'm not going anywhere other than,
Same.
I mean, I'm doing the grocery shopping for us, and I do DoorDash, but I wear a mask everywhere I go. I've got hand sanitizer everywhere I go. I've got alcohol wipes to wipe everything down when I come back.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out to restaurants or any of that stuff. I just got an email from LA Fitness saying, "Hey, we're open. We're opening June 5th or something like that." It's like,
Good for you?
Good. Good. That means I need to cancel my membership now because they've been suspended payments, for people who had memberships. But I'm not going back until there's an actual vaccine. So.
We got a message we do a paid plan for massages at Elements Massage, and they've been, suspended, and they just recently were like, "We're open, schedule everything. Your payments are going to start soon." I'm like, not doing that.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No.
Yeah,
It's worth it.
Buzzed my head on my own again.
Nice. I need a haircut. I'm to the point where I might let Amber take a shot at it first, my daughter, and then see if, and I can always buzz it down from there. But I got a notice from my work. There's a chance I'm going back to work first week of June, but more than likely to be the last week of June.
Yeah.
So I probably got another month.
And going to work, or are they gonna fix you up remote?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I manage a call center, so I don't know how. I mean, I guess I could do that remote. Just be contacting people all day.
Yeah, I mean, Teams is pretty effective for communicating with people. So
that'd be pretty sweet. I mean, I don't know. All I know is I was excited because I'm like, I haven't heard from. Everything got shut down, like for me, March 4th, and then sitting at home watching weeks fly by, and I'm like, wow, what am I doing? Do I have a job? I don't know. All right, guys, sounds good. Are we? You guys, anybody working on any new projects, playing any new games, watching any new TV?
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kirsten.
I still trying to beat Final Fantasy VII. My game crashed at me at the last final boss, so
Oh.
that was fantastic. I love it. But we bought Animal Crossing. That's going to be here soon, and I started Vikings because I've been meaning to watch that. So
nice. All right.
yeah.
All right.
I actually went out and got all of the DLC for Mass Effect. It was on sale, so I'm playing through it again.
Nice.
Because I hadn't played all that stuff, and I'm going, oh, so that's why they say that in 3.
Yeah.
Because I had never played the DLC where you actually blow up the mass relay or any of that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, cool.
And, the Citadel one is really good.
Well, I haven't got to 3 yet. The only thing I've got DLC-wise left to do in 2 is the Hunting the Shadow Broker with Liara. So that'll be cool.
All right, guys. Sounds good. We're surviving. Nothing's changing for us. We're also self-quarantine.
Yeah.
As much as possible. Hey, Matt from Absolute Geeks in. Welcome, Matt. Just in time for our first story. We're going to kick off with Mandalorian Season 2, or as I like to call it, live-action Clone Wars. Because that appears to be what's going to happen here. We have confirmed for Season 2 of Mandalorian, Tamira Morrison is playing both Boba Fett and Captain Rex.
That's cool.
Which is awesome. We already know Rosario Dawson is playing Ahsoka Tano. And then we just got announcement a couple days ago, Katie Sackhoff is playing Bo-Katan Cruz, which is who she voices in Clone Wars. So
that's cool.
And she looks like the,
Yeah, they modeled it after her.
Yeah, so that fits. So, yeah.
And apparently she filmed her stuff back in February. So they're not, all of this stuff we're learning now
is done.
It's already done, and it's just getting out now.
Wow, they actually kept a secret.
Yeah, they did. Well, actually, the Mandalorian's done. Mandalorian's coming out on time. The Marvel movies or Marvel series are the ones that still have work to do. But Mandalorian Season 2 is done. But those are the ones that are we excited about that? Obviously it's I'm
especially
excited.
after seeing the last 4 episodes of Season 7 of Clone Wars. Definitely.
Absolutely. Just look at this. Those are the confirmed ones. And then there's a couple rumored ones, which makes sense given that what they're doing with, what's confirmed already. We're getting a rumor that Hera Syndulla from Rebels, the Twi'lek pilot, will be in there, and Sabrine Wren, which Sabrine makes sense. Sabine, it's not Sabrine. Yeah. Sabine Wren, both from Rebels. But given the fact that we've seen the Darksaber and how obviously it's the Mandalorian is the name of the show, so it makes sense. Now there's no word on who is up for Hera, but the rumors are saying that Sasha Banks from WWE is up for the role of Sabine. So, and for those of you who are not aware of who Sasha Banks is, I'm going to share a little image here. That is Sasha Banks from WWE. So she's already got the hair.
That just obviously that's not her real hair, but but she can rock the colored hair.
Right. So what do we think about this possibility of these two being here?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So all right, don't get calm down, guys. All right, so Sasha Banks as Sabine, see that?
I think she can pull it off.
Yeah, she's going to be older anyway. I look at her, I'm like, first I was like, she's too old, and then I'm like, well, no, this is later on, right?
Yeah. So this is 10 years later, if not more.
Right.
Has Sasha done much acting beyond WWE?
Yeah, I don't remember. She did like a music video with Snoop, because that's her cousin.
Oh, okay.
And I believe she's done commercial work, but I don't know that she's done any more acting than that.
She was an actress before she came into WWE. So
okay.
That's what she started off doing. Not like mainstream, but like doing commercial work and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll see that. I mean, but here's the thing: does it seem Mandalorian was pretty much it's got a contained story, right? I like the fact that it was separate from a lot of the mainstream Star Wars stuff. I think that was a big appeal for me. It was just enough nostalgia to really, to hit home, but it was its own story. Do you think these characters coming in from this popular animated series might take away from the main story, or?
No, I don't think so, because they showed in this last season that when they bring in special characters, now none of them were as big names, but they bring in stuff like I can't remember the name of the character who was the assassin.
Fennec Shan.
Yeah. Oh, is that her? Yeah.
Yeah. Ming-Na Wen.
Ming-Na Wen's character. Yeah. When they bring in these people, like it was bigger actors, IG-11 did come back, but his parts all nonetheless spread over 3 episodes weren't that big.
Right.
So they did a good job of keeping the focus on the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But still the idea that he's kind of got this Magnificent Seven vibe going on. So you could see him teaming up with these people, meeting them one at a time, and then at some point they come back together and team up to do something cool.
Yeah. Now we know about the others, but we know Boba Fett will have a smaller role in this, probably a cameo towards the end or show up in the end. But we know that he is going to be have a much bigger part in season 3, right? So they're probably going to set him up towards the end of this season. Then maybe I don't know.
Do they set him up as the bad guy or as a team up?
Yeah, that's the question. I don't know. Is he the bad guy or what? He's a bounty hunter, so let's see here. But he's not. Technically a Mandalorian, so we'll see. But we have no idea how much screen time everybody's going to get. But rumors are that Ahsoka and Boba Fett are going to get their own spin-off series, right?
They've been talking about that for a while, though. Right.
Well, I mean, they were talking about that, and now they've actually cast them. Now they're going to be live action. So, I mean, that's that's kind of the plan for Disney Plus. They want to keep Star Wars away from the theaters for a little bit and then focus more on the small screen, where they've had success.
Right.
Which is great because that's, Dave Filoni's territory. Right.
Yeah.
Charlie Tango says that Sasha Banks has no acting credits outside of wrestling and related events or played herself. So she played herself pretty good. And again, this is just a rumor. I don't know. That could be just, she's got purple hair. At about the right age.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Who knows?
But so this could be used. These cameos could be setting up their own series. Like if they're going to have continue the Clone Wars story or the Rebel story with Ahsoka in their own series, and these characters are going to be part of that. That makes sense, right? And they're just kind of passing through the Mandalorian story, before they get their own. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what? Here's the thing. Any and all, I'm excited for just to see these characters in live action. It just brings it home. And we'll talk a little bit about a little bit later on. But I've actually been more. Clone Wars has done a lot to sell me on the prequels because I was a big fan of the prequels back in the day. But them and Dave Filoni have recently done a lot to sell me on the prequels, to the point where I'm like, I want to see some of these stories, move forward. I want to see, Ahsoka Tano and Captain Rex and Sabine, having their own adventures in live action. So I'm down. Whatever they want to do. But I don't know. What's your guys' opinion?
I haven't seen the Clone Wars, so I can't really say whether I'm worried one way or another. I think it'll be fun to see him in live action regardless, but I don't think it has the same meaning as someone who's actually been invested in the Clone Wars.
Right.
Yeah. No.
What I hear, what people are saying around the interwebs, what the kids are saying, is that Ahsoka Tano is what is what they try to do with Rey's character, only did it only correctly, right? So
yeah, that's been
that's not my opinion. That's what that's what the kids are saying. So
yeah, there's been a lot of videos about how Ahsoka was a female character done right, versus just a I don't know.
Charlie says, as long as The Mandalorian is telling good stories, I'll be watching. True.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yep. True. Yeah, they've given us no reason to doubt. And I'm watching that Disney Galleries, The Mandalorian. Yeah. Man, it's so cool.
It is good.
Yeah,
I thought it was just going to be like a thrown together, oh, here's extra footage, let's try and... But no, it's a good series.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. All right. Kirsten, want to kick us off with the next story?
All right. HBO Max launches on May 27th and is at the end of DC Universe. Doom Patrol Season 2 debuts on June 25th and on HBO. Swamp Thing is moving to CW, and Stargirls is only getting 1 day head start on DC Universe.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're putting Swamp Thing on the CW?
Well, DC Universe canceled it, remember?
Yeah,
I'm just like, that doesn't seem the correct venue for that.
We're going to take this mature show and we're going to put it on CW. I'm like, well, we'll see.
Unless CW is changing things up.
Yeah, probably not. But
no. HBO is getting a new series, Green Lantern and Justice League Dark. Can we be done with Green Lantern?
Can we be done with it right? I want it done right.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
He's a great
character.
We've
not seen it done right.
Yeah. I feel the same way about him as I do Fantastic Four, where it's like no matter what they do, no one can get it right, so just stop trying.
Just stop trying.
Well,
one of the seminal writers is in charge of it, and from what I hear, Stargirl, that he's working on, is really good. So hopefully, hopefully he can do it right. But
now it's only flagship series now. Titans is its sole original property, and DC Universe is the only streaming service that's been losing subs during the quarantine.
That's pretty much the death note right there.
Right. Well,
if you're losing subscribers during the quarantine,
I mean, it was dead before this. They have been winding it down, so there's a reason it lost subscribers. When you take everything off of it, then there's little reason to, continue subscribing to it. Now, maybe if they were smart, they'd just pivot to a lower subscription cost, and it's about the comic books.
Right.
And just keep it for that. But who knows if they will.
Yeah.
I like Kirsten's thought about the Fantastic Four versus Green Lantern. I like Green Lantern a lot. I like Fantastic Four okay. It's not great in my opinion, but it's okay. But they are both made for audiences that don't really exist anymore, I think. There are not a lot of people who want to see comic book adventures in space that are of a more serious tone. I think Guardians does well because it's comedic. And even that, I don't know how well it does in the comic books. I think it's just average sales. It's not like a top 10 or anything like that, I don't believe.
You think that the more hardcore sci-fi comics is not the...
I don't think anybody goes in for them anymore. I think there was a time when that wasn't really available and wasn't really well done on TV or movies. So it was a worthwhile endeavor on the comic book front. But nowadays, it's not. And I think Green Lantern has a better chance than Fantastic Four, to be honest. Because I think it is more of a cop
story
drama. It's,
we've not seen Marvel take a crack at Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, Fox is the only one who's done Fantastic Four. Every Fantastic Four movie we got was a Fox movie, and none of them knew what they had. I want to see. Here's the thing: I'm not super excited about another Fantastic Four solo movie, but I like these characters, right? I want to see them in the MCU. I want to see Doctor Doom done right. I see Charlie Tango saying that the Berlanti group doing the Green Lantern stuff. Yes,
Berlanti and Mad Ghost.
Yeah. So.
I agree, Charlie. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see. I want a Galactus done right. I want a Doctor Doom done right. You understand? Fantastic Four has some of the best Marvel characters wrapped up in this property that Marvel's not had a chance to use yet. Right?
Yeah.
Not so. I mean, and I like the Fantastic Four, but I like them more like background characters. I would love to have them go to Reed Richards for something. Right?
They are. Well, here's the thing: you have to establish them.
Yeah.
At some point, and then they can be, because they are great background characters.
Thing is a great character.
Reed Richards going, oh, Reed, we need to solve this. Although you do have to be careful with, they've already kind of painted. Well, Tony Stark's not around anymore, so I guess
right. I mean,
Reed takes his place. Just the casual audience is going, oh, he's a Tony Stark, huh? And you're like, no, Tony is a Reed. Was a Reed ripoff, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, as far as this DC universe, I think it's still legitimate on the comic book front, but
yeah,
they killed it themselves. They euthanized it.
Wasn't their comic subscriptions about the same price as DC Universe just for the comic subscriptions back when they had them?
I don't know.
What was the Marvel one you had for a while there?
Oh, it was awful, and I want to say it was $10 or $15 a month. It was just so horribly organized that it was not. I mean, it might be better now, but it was not worth it. One, you didn't get things. Well, yeah, you had to wait 6 months, which is, I understand that,
right?
But it was not well organized, and it definitely didn't have that, oh, it's referencing something that happened in a different issue, let's click on that and go to that issue. There was no deep dive like that.
But DC Universe has that, though, right?
Yeah, as I said, I thought that was the coolest feature they had.
DC Universe has all those comics, right? And I don't know. It seems to me that for the price, people were paying that price just for the comic side of things before, and now they're not paying that for the comics in addition to these, TV shows and that. But I don't know whether people are not aware of that or whether they're just not, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. All right. There you have it. DC Universe. You think it lasts a year?
I don't know. Is Titans currently going on?
They're planning on, season 2 is coming out the fall. So
2? Thought 2
or
already
3.
did.
Season 3, sorry.
Yeah, I think
it's the only one on 3. So once Titans is over?
Once it's over, I bet it's done.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, so. All right, let's move on to our last major story. Is the Batman production in trouble? As the UK lift bans allowing studios to resume work, WB has announced the Batman production will remain on hiatus for the time being. This could be commendable, except WB has been laying out plans to resume work on The Matrix 4 as soon as next week. So it's not for protection purposes. It's not for health purposes.
So they're able to go back to work, and they're doing it for Matrix, but not for Batman.
Yeah.
Well, so they might be limiting the amount of people that can possibly come in contact, right? Have fewer projects. It's easier to take care of any liability that may occur through them.
I'm sure that's how the studio's thinking.
I however, am going to blame Robert
liability
Pattinson
more than anything. So
I don't know.
I'm going to blame Robert Pattinson.
You think so?
Yeah. That's the rest of the story. So some point to a recent GQ interview with star Robert Pattinson where he revealed he is not working out as the problem. That is why they're not going back. He is not working out during quarantine and no longer video chats with the trainer Warner Brothers hired for him.
Sure.
And refuses to eat the meals they send to him. So he's basically just
That's bizarre.
yeah.
Are they that nasty?
No, he said people who work out all the time are part of the problem. Actors in the 70s did not bulk up, and then he compared himself to James Dean. So
yeah, like James Dean never had to work out. When James Dean never played Batman.
Yeah,
I'm like, if James Dean was getting like Hercules roles, I understand. But back in the day, when they cast Hercules, they cast a muscular guy.
Yeah,
right?
And do we know that he didn't work out because he was?
We don't.
He
know
had
that.
a decent body. Yeah, so we don't know that he didn't work out. But.
Yeah, but how much do you need to work out? Because there is a unhealthy level of like getting to the final end product. So like, how much do they want him to bulk up or expect him to bulk up before time?
Well, he couldn't. That was part of the problem early on, is he couldn't bulk up. So that's why they changed from tights to armor, back to the batsuit being armor.
Gotcha.
Originally, he couldn't bulk up.
Originally, the plan was to have more of the animated series kind of Batman costume.
Sure.
Like early on, like more spandex, right?
Yeah.
All right.
With the gray and suit and the white eyes and the whole bit.
If he wasn't so short, I would campaign right now. Replace Robert Pattinson with Zac Efron.
They've already filmed like I don't know how much of
too much.
Well, and they've CGI'd muscles before, so I don't understand what the big deal about all that is.
Here's the thing: it may be hypocritical of me to complain about somebody not working out and getting fat. However, I'm not getting paid millions of dollars for a role that everybody in Hollywood would kill for. You know what I mean?
And
there's hundreds of actors who would.
And it was sold to you on the fact that you would have to work out. I understand if you don't want to work out, and there are plenty of roles where you don't have to.
Yep.
So don't apply for, don't try out for a superhero role if you don't want to.
Look, when you take this job, it comes with certain responsibilities. And one of them is to try your best to look the part.
Yeah.
And, here's the thing. They spend millions of dollars on personal trainers, on, a special diet plan for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get you set up, and now you're like, it's quarantine. I'm just gonna eat some mac and cheese, sit on my couch and watch Netflix. I'm not.
The other thing is too, you've got to think of like safety. How sanitary is it that he's getting sent food? He doesn't know who's making it, who's been in contact with the food, so could also be trying to stay healthy and not get COVID.
I'm sure it's nutrition. I mean, a nutritionist is putting this together for him. I'm sure it's just like anybody else getting like food packages. I'm sure it's pretty. Protect. I mean, obviously, this is their asset. They're not gonna risk them the star of their show, right? They're gonna try and
but even unintentionally,
But he can't pick up a weight. I mean, like. I don't know.
But as much as it is picking up a weight, it's mostly diet and supplements, right? It's not. I mean, you can work out. You can work out as much as you want, but if you don't have the right diet and you don't have the right supplements, you're not going to get what.
Right. And Charlie Tango says CGI muscles look about as good as Henry Cavill's lip.
Yes,
that is absolutely
that's true.
That is a fact. Look, we're gonna get like a Shazam-looking Batman. I mean, Shazam, it works for him because it's he's a kid.
Right.
It's supposed to look. That's how he's imagining himself look as an adult, right? It's all magic. That's fine. This is supposed to be the guy in peak physical condition. Yeah, and Matt says he's like he's an artist. That's his whole thing. His whole gig was like, artists shouldn't have to work out for these roles. Blah blah. Look, no one did back in the day. I'm like, yeah, people did. When Kirk Douglas was cast as Spartacus, man, he bulked up for that, right? Yeah. I mean, when people were cast as Hercules back in the day, they didn't just like, time to suck in the gut. The cameras on. Yeah, they cast. I'm like, there's a thing. They cast for his certain roles. And here's the thing: he's, even if he didn't, he's never going to be like Ben Affleck size, right? He's got a small frame, right?
Yeah,
that's fine, but put in the work. Conversely, like in that same interview, they're talking about like how Zoe Kravitz, who's playing Catwoman, is working out 5 days a week, right, at home. She's like trying to get in. She's using this time to get in peak physical shape for this role, right?
Right.
When if you look at any of the Marvel characters, any of those heroes, they took on those. Look at the regiment they go in to make themselves look as close to the role as possible, right? Look at like even even someone like that's not super bulky, but got in she like Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. She was super skinny, right? And she's never going to be like this giant Amazon person, but she put the work in to get toned to the point where you're like, you bought her as that character, right? You're like, okay, I want to, you know, and I mean, I'm just saying, man.
The Princess Bride became the freaking her aunt who was super buff.
Yeah,
I was like, wow. And she's old. She's
Robin Wright. Yeah, Robin Wright. Yeah, she's old. She's our age.
She's our age.
God. Yes, Doug.
I'm gonna stick the knife in there, Mike.
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah, we're old.
Oh yeah, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, like Charlie Tango was saying. Like, look at the work he put in. When they cast him in the first X-Men movie, you look at that first X-Men movie, he was in shape, but he was not like, you know, like super buff, right? But it's because he got cast last minute, right? And had to get in, but he, you know, so he was in shape, but he wasn't super buff. But then he took the responsibility of that role. It's like, look, I've got this role. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm going to try and do my best to give the fans as close to the Wolverine they're seeing from the comics as possible. Right. And look how insanely buff he got for that role. And I'm not saying Robert Pattinson needs to get like Hugh Jackman insanely buff, which I don't think he can with his frame. But I mean, he just, if you read the article, he comes across as kind of like this entitled, you know, D-bag, you know, like, man, I'm just going to sit around and eat, you know, macaroni and cheese and, you know, get back on my couch.
It looks like the article actually says he is doing his meal plan. He's just not working out because he doesn't want to set a precedence. And that's basically it.
He doesn't want to set a precedent.
Just straight up. That's it. He's doing everything else. He just doesn't want to set a precedent.
He's an artist. Yeah, like Matt says, he's an artist. Oh, God. He's a good actor. I've seen Robert Pattinson. I mean, I've seen him in several things. Now, James made me watch that stupid Lighthouse movie. And he's good in that. That movie, you know.
It looks so stupid.
Mermaid vagina aside, that is a crazy ass movie. But yeah, he's a good actor. I had no qualms about him. And here's the thing.
I had lots of qualms about him being Batman.
Really? Oh, I'm like, he can pull off the role, but put in some effort, man. Yeah. Right? Like, even Michael Keaton put in effort. I mean, he had to, you know, he never got bulked up. So you don't need to bulk up to be a good Batman. Michael Keaton was a great Batman. But he also didn't let himself go either, right? He took the role seriously. And this is, you know, that's what I would hope someone who's playing Batman would do. But then if you don't want those kind of roles, don't take them. There's plenty of roles in Hollywood. You know, keep doing your indie stuff. But I don't know. This guy's getting paid millions of dollars. Charlie Tango says Keaton was a good Bruce Wayne and mediocre Batman. He was, for the first Batman since Adam West, I think he was pretty great. Now, were there better Batmans? Absolutely, Christian Bale, you know. But I like Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
He fit that crazy Tim Burton world of, you know, of the 80s Batman. But he said, he's making fun of the suit. Hey, I'm not trying to suit and tell me he's athletic. He couldn't move in that suit. The suit was like just a big rubber suit. He couldn't even turn his head. When he turned, he had to turn his whole body to look side to side.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know.
Yeah, that was the limitations of the suit, not him.
Right. But I agree. I don't expect someone to be super buff and jacked. But, I mean, come on. I just, this rubbed me the wrong way, this whole article. I don't know. Kirsten, it sounds like you might, you know.
Yeah, I can empathize up to a point. I understand quarantine's hard on some people. Like I get that, but it kind of just sounds like he doesn't agree with how Hollywood treats actors and their bodies. And I think you're right. I feel like you knew what you were signing up into. Like, if you didn't agree with that, then either fight for it before you get into the role or don't sign up for the role.
They don't give us Oscars for working out. Yeah. Hey, look, if I got paid millions of dollars, I could lift a dumbbell. I could, you know what? in quarantine, I guess that's a lot of motivation to,
yeah.
you know.
Now, here's my question, and there's no answer to this. This is just a hypothetical question.
Sure.
Did he take this role specifically to make this statement? And if he did, that's a jerk move. He's like, I'm going to take this superhero role, and then I'm not going to work out, and I'll make a statement about people shouldn't work out for these roles.
I feel like it would have been more like it would have meant more for him to negotiate, and when they turned him down, to be like, "Yep, I was offered, but I'm not standing for that." So,
yeah, if he wants to make a point, it's like I didn't take Batman because I don't believe people should have to work out so much for these roles. Yeah, fine. You don't take the role that other people there's a line out the door of people waiting in line to get this opportunity. Just to make your point afterwards. Like, yeah, I'll take the millions of dollars, but I'm not working out for your movie.
Right.
I'm just saying. I don't know, this whole thing rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, I mean, obviously I made fun of him in the Twilight movies, and then I saw some other stuff. I'm like, okay, he's a pretty good actor, and I was like, I'm going to give him a shot. And now, I get this from him, and I'm like, all right,
you're dead to me.
You're dead to me. No. Jesus, put down the fucking pasta and pick up a dumbbell. All right. Well, guys, you know what time it is.
Nerd Nuggets!
Time for some Nerd Nuggets.
Why don't I have the mute all controls?
Yeah, that's rough. All right. Now on to our smaller stories, our nerd bites, or geek bites, or nerd nuggets. I get to.
You messed it up.
I did mess it up. Oh my goodness. All right. First off, despite rumors of New Mutants coming out to VOD, video on demand, it turns out Marvel is giving it a theatrical release August 2nd. It's confirmed that this version will be the one test audiences saw back in 2017. So, what do you think?
We'll see if this is their test to see if people will go see movies in August.
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
Dooming New Mutants to obscurity.
Yeah, just test the water. Let's throw New Mutants out
Underperformance.
there. Yeah. Actually, speaking of this, just kind of a side note, we're getting it off track here, but we just saw a thing saying there's Hollywood insiders saying that if Tenet, Christopher Nolan's new movie, doesn't come out in July like it's planning to, or it comes out in July and doesn't perform well, that it's it for movies this year. That we won't see movies before Christmas. Like people, like Disney has already said they're using Tenet to test the waters for Mulan, how they're going to release Mulan, right?
Oh, okay.
So that's
bad.
It's a litmus test. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, right? And it's a big budget Christopher Nolan movie. It's a tentpole summer blockbuster movie, and they're going to use that. It's a litmus test. That's the canary in the coal mine, whether or not they're going to do that. And so Hollywood Insider says if this does underperforms or it doesn't come out, we're not going to see movies till Christmas.
Yeah. So
what do we think of that?
I think Tenet is no Matrix or any of those kind of things. The trippy vibe that gets from it, I think is going to turn a lot of people off. The previews have not done it any favors, in my opinion. They've left it way too up in the air about what that movie is about. And the visuals are not like Inception or anything like that.
They didn't give Inception away, right?
Yeah, but there was enough in the previews of Inception for you to go, whoa, that's trippy. Oh, wow. Okay. This is some groundbreaking stuff. This is really weird. I need to find out what's going on. Tenet has not done that for me. I'm like, okay, you're a secret agent who time reverses for every once in a while. Is that what's going on? I don't know. So it's not really struck my fire. It's like something I need to see.
So for you, Christopher Nolan is not a name that puts your butt in seats in the theaters.
No, not really.
Wow. All right.
Not really sure if this helps or anything, but this article says Patton has been approved to say he is not a time traveler. There's actually no time traveling. So.
Yeah, I think he can see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like he experiences time in reverse for a split second. and then he can react to it.
Charlie Tango agrees with you, Doug, about Inception looking interesting beforehand. So,
yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Inception was well teased. This was not. So if you're using this as a barometer, I think
but do you agree?
Not gonna see any movies until December. But anyway.
I don't think it's coming out in July. I don't think July is going to be ready for theaters. I know, although there is a ton of people that want.
Well, they're opening gyms now, so yeah, you probably aren't. Well,
there's people in restaurants now, but here's the thing: by July, would be about the time that a second wave of from people opening up.
Yeah,
now,
true.
Into June, July will be when the second wave hits.
Yeah.
Because of all the people going out. So we'll see how bad that is.
Yeah.
So, all right, Doug. What's our next one?
Avatar. Better hope people head back to the theaters as the sequel's combined budget is over $1 billion. Now, that does sound bad, but it is 3 sequels that were all filmed at the same time, and it cost $1 billion.
Break that
so
down into 3 movies.
$333 billion, which is about what Marvel movies run nowadays. So it's not that break the budget for a big tentpole. Now, I don't think Avatar is a brand name that carries that weight. So the first one better knock it out of the park, or they've gonna have wasted $1 billion.
Yeah, the first one did so well because it was technically stunning. The first time we saw,
because it was a bad movie.
It was Dancing with Wolves in space.
Yep.
I mean,
right?
It was
the story was Dancing with Wolves, right?
Yeah.
And not as
pretty
well
much almost straight, but not as well done as Dancing with Wolves. So Matt says movie theaters are opening Monday, but what are they going to show?
That's going to mean anything.
Yeah. What are they going to show at this point? Nothing's being released, and who's going to the movies? Right? I'm not going to the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the majority of their theaters are going to sit like 5 or 6 people, because you're going to have 3 or 4 seats between you, and in a 50 seat theater, which I'm guessing is what the small ones are. You're looking at, I don't know, 2 people per row, maybe 3 per row.
Yeah.
8 rows. You're going to get maybe 20 people in there.
Armando didn't dance through when he came through. He's got to dance through when he comes by.
You got to dance through the next time you come through.
Shake that moneymaker for us.
Charlie Tango says we're going to get 3 more direct retellings of the hero's journey with Avatar sequels. Pretty much, yeah. It was just Avatar was Campbell's hero's journey, unedited and directly copied. Yeah, there you go. And Matt says it's showing classic movies in theaters. That's enough to risk my life for. I'm like, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I mean,
hey,
from
theaters
their
need the money.
perspective, it's and they want to get people used to the idea that, okay, you can come back to the movies now. Look at all the things we're doing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
but I don't know how it's financially feasible for them. I guess they're hoping that
some money's better than no money, right?
40 to 50. Well, not necessarily, because if the cost of turning on the lights and having enough staff to run the place and how much you pay to show the movies don't equal the tickets you sell and the popcorn you sell, really is all that matters for them. Right. Then suddenly you're losing money for being open, which you were already doing. So it's not like you're going to get to write this off your taxes any more than what you were doing before.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, maybe people will buy enough concessions, and maybe people are so desperate to get out that they will go and fill up every available seat in whatever scheme they come up with.
Yeah.
I'm not, but there are some dumb people out there. So I shouldn't say some. There are a lot of dumb people out there.
I was going to say, don't sell people short, Doug. Come on.
So they might be okay.
Oh, man.
Charlie says theaters were already struggling before, which is true, but I think it's going to be much more difficult now.
And did you hear AMC might be bought by Amazon?
Really?
Yeah. That's one of the things that they're throwing out there, that AMC Theaters, one of the biggest chains out there, could be up, because they're already struggling before. We already know their money struggles. They've already, they already gave the finger to Universal. We'll see what happens. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but you can take that finger back when you have new management.
That is true. That is true.
Now, that was the old people who said that to you, Universal. We're fine.
We're fine with you. Why does Amazon need more warehouses trying to take us? They got theaters. Yeah. Buy 2 tickets to this movie, please. All right, the drone will drop it off at your house here soon. We're not coming in. We're housing DVDs right now. Wow. All right. Yep. Amazon owning AMC would be, I don't know, crazy.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a crazy time we're living in. Things are not. People are talking about the new normal. We don't know what that's going to look like. We have no idea how things are going to change coming out of this.
Yeah.
What's going to survive? Like already, there are several places, smaller places that I went to before that are closed now, right? That are done.
Permanently closed. They're done.
Permanently
Out of
closed.
business.
Yeah. So I'm really upset about that, but I mean, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
All right, Kirsten, what's our next nugget?
Real exciting news! Mad Max spinoff Furiosa is officially confirmed. Charlize Theron will not be involved, believed to focus on younger Furiosa.
All right. So without Charlize Theron, are we excited about this?
I think it depends on who they pick up, but I think that it has the potential.
Yeah.
Doug, what do you think?
I have not seen Fury Road, so I don't know.
Wow, you've not seen Fury Road?
Ooh.
No, it's one of those things that is it on Netflix now? I think it is. I just have not.
I don't know.
I've been more interested in playing video games than watching movies right now, so I haven't.
It's not on Netflix yet. You can watch it on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, or Vudu, but you have to rent it.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
It's the best Mad Max movie. I mean, that's high praise, but yes, it is.
I don't know about that.
You haven't seen it. That's why you don't know about that. You don't.
I don't trust you on that front.
All right, man. All right. Fury Road. Yeah, no, but she was an awesome character in the movie. So I'm, as long as Miller's doing it, I'm in. If he's not, we'll see. Then I'm with you. Try to Tango thinks you should see it, Doug. Tell you what. All right. So Jason Isaacs wants to play a live action version of his Rebels character, the Inquisitor.
Which Inquisitor was he?
He was the main Inquisitor, the first one.
Oh, okay.
So
because there was like 3 of them, so I was
Right.
like, and I thought the female was the main one, but
no, he was when Rebels first started. He's the first one. Yeah,
got it.
So what do we think about that? I mean, with all the other live action,
Jason Isaacs is a good actor. Plays a good bad guy.
he does play a good bad guy. I don't know. Do we need the? Well, I don't know. There's no thing. I'm like, in Rebels it made sense, but now post,
Well, right, yeah. I mean, it would have to be something set in the Rebels time frame.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they're doing anything live action like that.
Tony, welcome. Yeah, Tony says Fury Road was good. Look at that. See, he wants to see another Mad Max movie. Of course we do. Now, whether they want to see a prequel with Furiosa with a different actress, I don't know if we want to see that, but we'll see. Always okay with more Jason Isaacs. Yes, absolutely. Okay, fair enough. If it happens, it happens. I think that's more. There's no rumor about that. I think it's just him saying, "I'd like to do that."
Yeah.
You've seen all these other voice actors getting live action roles. He's like,
"Oh, maybe."
Hey,
yeah.
I'm still out there. All right, Kirsten, you want to hit the next one?
Yeah, a new Percy Jackson and the Olympian series is in the works on Disney Plus.
They're going to use the same kid. I guess he can't now. He's old. I guess he's older.
Yeah.
How long ago was this Percy Jackson movies?
Let's see.
4 years ago.
Was it? Jesus, that long ago?
I think so.
Time just because I like those. I mean, they were kids movies, but I mean, I like those.
The first one was 2010.
Oh wow, even
10
longer,
years ago.
10 years ago.
And then
so
the
obviously
to it was 2013, so 7 years ago.
Wow.
Okay.
Time flies.
Yeah. Holy.
Well, and
It's a sign of you being old.
it was in the rash of
10
all
years
of
ago.
the teen movies coming out.
Yep.
So clearly new kids. So
Yeah.
clearly new cast. Fair enough. Did you watch those movies?
I have not. No.
Are you cursing?
I did. I loved them. I love anything that's mythology based. So I thought they did a good job of it. And I've not read the books, but from what I've heard, they weren't done justice. So it'll be interesting to see how Disney Plus does it.
Disney Plus, yeah.
See, now this strikes me as like a Descendants kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering how they're gonna differentiate those.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, what I like hearing is new projects on streaming services that I have. So, right. So I don't have to make that choice. Like, well, is this enough to make you buy Disney Plus? So I'm already going to have Disney Plus. So, awesome. Disney's good at these kind of stories. It's a young adult story, obviously.
Yeah.
You put Disney money behind it. I'm excited for it. So, all right, Doug, what's up next?
CBS All Access announces a new series, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, starring Captain Pike, Spock, and Number One, presumably aboard the Enterprise.
Yeah, it would have to be aboard the Enterprise. Captain Pike, Spock, and Number One were the best things about the Discovery series. Yeah, absolutely. Captain Pike in that second season was kind of awful, but Captain Pike was awesome in it. And he basically made a play for one of the best captains of all time in that series, just in embodying what a Starfleet captain should be, right? Which makes sense because that's who Kirk looked up to and everybody else. First captain of the Enterprise. So I thought it was really good. So I like the guy who played Spock, and I like Number One, I like the whole thing. So if we're getting early Enterprise series. Pre-Kirk Enterprise, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Is it enough for you to get CBS All Access?
It's enough for me to borrow CBS All Access. Absolutely. As long as they don't. I mean, all right. Yeah, Anson Mount was as Pike. Yeah, absolutely. Anson Mount did a really good job. Anson Mount was one of those actors. I'm like, okay, I liked him in that Railroad, the Western Railroad series. I forget the name of it. Anyway, it was about Western Railroad. I forget the name of it was. He was good in that. Then I saw him in, unfortunately, as Black Bolt in the Inhumans, and then Hell on Wheels something like that. Anyway, Hell on Wheels. Yeah, there you go. That was Hell on Wheels. Was the name of the series. And then I saw him in that, and I'm like, okay, this guy's awful. And then I saw him as Pike, and I'm like, okay, he's just really good. Whoever put together Inhumans is just really bad. So I'm excited about that. Now, here's the thing: are they going to? I mean, they be dropping F-bombs in here like they do in Picard and Discovery.
No,
it's on a streaming service, and I'm assuming it's by the same people who do producing those two. I don't know. How do you feel about it, Doug?
I don't care.
I don't care. Fair enough. That's
I liked Picard because it brought back all kinds of cool characters.
Yes.
The story was okay, but it wasn't enough to pull me into this darker Star Trek universe. I'm like, I don't
The story was done better in Mass Effect.
Now, yeah, the story was done better in Mass Effect. Now, if this comes out and it is tonally more like the original and maybe, Next Generation kind of stuff, then I might be drawn in. But I don't like the dark new turn that they've taken Star Trek in. I couldn't care less about it.
Fair enough. And Kirsten, you haven't seen these because you're not.
No, but Armando's parents are like long-term Trekkies, and his mom just recently posted that she's extremely excited to see it. So she says that there's 3 amazing actors being put into place, so she's ready for it.
They're the best part about Discovery. Like, I didn't give a crap about Discovery and any of those characters, but seeing Pike in that would be awesome. And on the Enterprise, I'd be excited about that. Okay, and to round things out here, we mentioned this last week because it just aired, but that Dave Filoni's Duel of the Fates speech at the end of the second episode of the Galleria, the Mandalorian, is making the rounds around the internet and really causing a lot of people to change the way they think about the prequels. I know it did me. It was a very profound statement about that lightsaber combat. I mean, that was. It was amazing, like 6 minutes in the last 6 or 9 minutes of that episode, right? Or I think it's 6 minutes of that episode. It's just him going, telling the story about, why that lightsaber fight is so important, why it's the Duel of the Fates, called the Duel of the Fates and the whole bit. And so now this whole week since that's aired, there's been a ton of, videos on YouTube about it. It's been making rounds in articles. People, mention it. I don't know, Doug. What do you think? How does this make you feel about did it change your opinion of the prequels?
No, not really. I was already of the opinion that the prequels have good material that was just poorly executed. So I was never a hater on the story at all. I just think that somebody needed to George needed help that he got in the original series, but didn't get in the prequels, with editing and, choices and directing choices and stuff like that. I never thought the story was bad. It did give me a little more appreciation of that fight, because before it was just like, oh yeah, it's beautifully choreographed. Great. Good job. There's no emotional weight to it. But then when you hear that, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, there is a little bit more.
It kind of sets up the whole story of Anakin, the fate of Anakin, I mean, it's just one of those things that once you listen to it, you're like, okay, it's kind of like, it like opened up your eyes, like, holy crap. And you realize what a great storyteller George Lucas is in the overall story of it, right? I agree with you. He needs to have somebody come in and punch up his dialogue, someone to direct. Like, what are the best of the first trilogy? He didn't direct, right? He wrote the story for, right? And then people helped him with the script, punch up the script a little bit, and editing and a whole bit. But he's a great visionary, right? And the fact that he had that kind of vision for the entire thing, I didn't see it, until it's pointed out to you like that. Then when you point it out, you're like, oh my goodness, that does make a whole lot of sense. It makes all this other stuff make sense, and it makes the whole thing, better, from having understand that. So I don't know. Yeah, it gave me a new appreciation for George Lucas. So I don't know. Kirsten, have you watched that series at all?
No, I haven't.
Have you watched The Mandalorian?
Most of it, not all of it.
Okay. Very well.
How did you stop yourself?
I was going to say, how did you stop him?
It wasn't out of desire. We watched it while we were in Chicago with my parents. My mom was like, oh, you got to watch this. I was like, oh, I've been meaning to. So we binged as much as we could until we had to leave. And then it was like, oh, we'll get around to it. And, Armando not setting up the thing that he was supposed to set up multiple times.
Oh, there we go. Now we know.
Calling him out.
Get on it. Watch it tonight. Finish the series tonight.
And then watch the Galleria.
Yeah.
It's awesome. All right, guys. I think that about does it. That's about all our stories we have for the day. Anybody else have anything to add? Anything you want to?
Nope.
No.
Kirsten, you cut your hair?
Yep.
There you go.
I couldn't stop myself.
You couldn't. Stuck in cord. I think I gotta cut my hair.
I was brushing it. I was like, oh, it's so dead. I can't wait until I go to my stylist. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Thank you, man. This is a good show. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out the Absolute Geek podcast coming up here in a half hour over on their channel. There's a link to their channel on the front of our page of YouTube. If you guys are listening to this on Stitcher or iTunes and you want to check out our beautiful faces, you can check us out at youtube.com/The Grizzled Geek, where we have our videos there. We haven't done a whole lot of other videos because the quarantine, but all of our live stream podcasts are on there. And if you're watching this and you want to listen to this later, you can check us out on Stitcher or iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. I've been setting up a lot more, although I'm a week behind on getting the podcast out. So, wow, just called myself out there. All right, yeah, I need to get that. It'll be up soon. And if you want to support the channel and things we do here, there are 3 links in the description down below. One of them is to our Teespring store where you can buy our cool shirts that none of us are wearing. You can shop through our Amazon affiliate link where we get a kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra. And if you're like me, you're doing a ton of buying stuff on Amazon right now at home. So you know, do it through our link. That's all we ask. And if you want to support us directly, you can through our Patreon. Become a patron. Thank you to all the people that support us every month to help us get these shows out to you guys. And hopefully once we're able to get together, we'll have a lot more reaction stuff for you coming up. For sure. And, tell you what, I miss seeing you guys. I miss... it's kind of lonely over here, I gotta tell you. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Be sure to check out the Absolute Geek Podcast. And we're out.
Bye.
Bye.